Just a few months before Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin made their historic landing on the moon, 3 NASA astronauts circled the moon as part of the Apollo 10 mission. They were Commander Thomas Stafford, Command Module Pilot John Young, and Lunar Module Pilot Eugene Cernan. As part of the mission, their job was to test the technology that allowed the spacecraft's lunar lander module to detach and reattach to the command module. This was just a practice landing to the actual Apollo 11 moon landing mission, and as far as most people knew, it went smoothly without any hiccups. It was during this separation when the Apollo 10 spacecraft was on the dark side of the moon and out of contact with mission control when the astronauts heard an eerie noise.
You want some more brownies? Now. First, everybody's a little hungry. That music even sounds outer spacey, doesn't it? You hear that? That whistling sound? Yeah.
Hearing weird sounds like this should have been reported by the astronauts, but instead they chose to downplay it as this would have raised questions on their mental strength. They weren't really sure what to do or whether to tell NASA, so they just ignored it. As Cernan said in a statement, "I don't remember that incident exciting me enough to take it seriously. Had we thought it was something other than that, we would have briefed everyone after the flight. We never gave it another thought." 102 hours and 12 minutes after leaving Earth, the crew of Apollo 10 was now on the dark side of the moon. Being on the dark side of the moon meant that telecommunication signals could not reach the crew since the moon stood between the lunar module and Earth. They had no communication with mission control in Houston for approximately 2 hours. It was during that time of silence, as they went ahead with their flight plan and had a bit of a snack in between, an eerie sound began buzzing in the astronauts' headphones, creating panic and confusion within them. This sound was later described by them as a whistling or wooing sound, with a periodic howling of sorts that lasted almost an hour during the time the capsule was orbiting the far side of the moon. Cernan even tried to lighten the situation by calling it some kind of space-type music.
Yeah, it sounds like, outer space-type music.
Over the years, a lot of theories have been put forward to explain this strange music. One possible explanation is that the music were static sounds generated by a magnetic field or the atmospheric interference with the radios. However, the idea was rejected as the moon neither has a magnetic field nor has an atmosphere to interfere with the lunar radios. Another explanation given was moonquakes happening on the surface of the moon at just the right time, which caused the crust to move, resulting in the whistling sound. Although this theory was also dismissed as no moonquakes were recorded at the time of the event. NASA eventually found out about the event, and their explanation was straightforward. The radios on the command and lunar modules were interfering with each other, causing a strange sound to occur, same as when holding a mobile phone near a speaker. But not everyone bought this theory, since it feels like any astronaut should know the difference between radio interference and music, having worked in the field for so many years. And the very fact that the astronauts were silencing or downplaying this incident meant that there might be something more out there other than what we are told. One thing that immediately caught my attention when I heard this was the fact that the astronauts actually heard sound coming from outer space. You see, space is made of nothing. Empty space is not built up with atoms and molecules like air on the Earth. And the actual definition of sound is, quote, vibrations transmitted through an elastic solid or liquid or gas with frequencies in the approximate range of 20 to 20,000 Hz, capable of being detected by human organs of hearing, end quote. You see, when you speak, your voice causes air to move, which causes parts in your ear to vibrate. And most microphones works in a similar way to the human ear. When sound travels in air, it causes it to vibrate and then converts it into electricity or a signal. This way, it allows you to hear the sound. Now, I'm by no means a professional in either astronomy or physics, but technically, sound waves should not be able to move in empty space. Since there are no particles for sound waves to travel through, sound in space should be impossible. Now, does this theory give us any answer to what the 3 astronauts heard that day in May 1969? Not really. In fact, it mostly pulls us away from a clear answer to this mysterious event. But it does give us a bit of an eye-opener on the dark mysteries of the hidden world that is outer space.